Welcome to the Recruiting Spotlight. My name is Nick Hogan, and today we are highlighting senior tight end Cooper Ross from Heritage Academy. Ross had a very impressive high school career to say the least, winning 2 state championships and being named All-State 3 times, before signing with Brigham Young University in December. Next, you'll hear an exclusive interview with Ross and myself where we discuss Ross's experience with the recruiting process and what led him to signing with the Cougars.
You played at a school that played 8-man football. That's obviously something that jumps out as something different to a lot of people. So for the viewers out there who have never heard of 8-man football, they don't really know what it is there any way you can kind of shed some light on what it is and how is it different? How is it the same?
It's still football. It's still the same sport. A lot of the same skills and principles and everything. That doesn't really change. You just have to change your scheme a little bit. Obviously, there's 3 less guys on the field. The field's a little bit not as wide. It's a little bit skinnier. But it's almost like glorified playground football a little bit, where you're out there just passing a lot of the ball, usually just 3 down linemen. And I think it's a lot of fun. It spreads out the game a little bit more. There's a lot more space to work with. So it's just big plays are happen more often, and it's a lot of fun just trying to get out there and create those.
And just speaking really quick about your time at Heritage Academy, you guys, from my understanding, you won a couple state championships and you played really well in them. I looked it up that you had 122 yards receiving and 5 receptions, 2 touchdowns, and the state championship ring, of course. What does that give you as far as from like a confidence aspect going to the next level?
Just kind of knowing that I can go into like heated situations and come out on top. Knowing that when we go out there and as long as we perform our best, as we do our best and we play to the best of our ability, that we can go out there and get wins. And for me personally, just knowing that I can go out there and play with a good competition.
And, when you're playing at such a high level as a team, right, no matter where you're at, your team kind of rises to the top of a bunch of coaches, recruiters, attention just because you're winning, right? Those are the easiest teams to recruit from. And so I'm just curious what that whole recruiting process was like for you. Was there a school that was the first to reach out?
It started with a lot of like D3s, NAIAs, and it was a long process. It took, obviously it's like year-long process. And so we just went on Twitter, we were sending out emails, doing everything that everybody says to do. And it took a while for us to kind of start getting D1 attention. So we just had to kind of stay patient throughout it. I think my first offer was from a D2 New Mexico Highlands. And then from there, we just kind of kept working up, eventually got NAU and then BYU right after that. And that kind of sealed the deal.
And so when you heard that BYU had offered you, was that, okay, I'm going to BYU? Was that a quick decision?
It was very quick. I think it was the same day. I was up at camp and Coach Tuiaki was the one that offered me. And so I was ready to jump in on the boat, like right there then. And then they said, go home during like the lunch period and pray about it and think about it. So I went home, prayed about it, felt right. So I came back and I'm like, let's do it. So.
Well, that's awesome. And, that coaching staff at BYU, they're really well known for being able to connect with their players really well, whether it's Coach Roderick or Coach Sataki. You hear the players rave about how much they love playing for those guys. And obviously with Coach Sataki reworking an extension this offseason, the players seem to be super, super excited about that. What is that family feel at BYU? What does that mean as far as you wanting to go play there?
It meant a lot in the decision making. We actually had Coach Hadley, the DN coach, over for dinner the other night. We stayed and we just talked for a few hours. And just knowing that they're guys that care about you as a person, not just as a player, they're going to do their best to help you succeed means a lot.
I think one thing that people here in Arizona might wonder, were there any ill feelings towards hey, I haven't heard from Arizona State or U of A, or was it always BYU? Was that like the school you had your eyes set on? You never even considered those schools, or did they just not offer you?
I definitely considered them and we would try and get recruited by them and nothing ever really happened. But BYU has always been the dream. BYU was the number one the whole way through. If I got an offer from ASU and from BYU, I would choose BYU in a heartbeat.